Okay, maybe it'll work this time. Hello everyone, the Glitch64 reads here, and welcome to the second 4-year anniversary special video. I wanted to do a narration reading word for word on one of the stories I've already done, word for word by the closed captions. Now unfortunately the one I wanted to do, Plankton Conserved, actually doesn't have closed captions for some reason, but this one does, so yeah, let's hope this works. I'm just gonna pop the recorder down here. There we go. Move it there. Okay. Mario. That's good. Just Mario so far. Mario has been a gaming icon for decades and has been more games than can be counted. Although a year in recent memory has gone past without some type of Mario game being released, series fans will remember the nearly decade-long drought of original Mario platformers. From 1970 5001, Nimri platform released Super Mario Sunshine. During the second part of this drought, after some tranche released, the mysterious Super Mario 128 was the main focus of the fan base. Yes, it recognized it. No concrete information was given. The game and eventually series creator Security Monitor Shigeru Miyamoto's security monitor now intended an actual game. The mystery faded from memory as the Mario drought finally ended, and most people forgot about the game that had once been a sense of every Mario fan's imagination. The Mario drought corresponded with bad era for Nintendo in terms of console sales. While Nintendo 64 and the GameCube did not have the financial success that early intense systems like the Super Nintendo, they're fucking intense, or later, we for a very proud company that relies solely on video games to make it, to me, this is quite upsetting to the higher ranked employees that were attached to the company and felt that successful failure reflected on them personally. And I started working on a sequel. To Super Mario 64. It was a fact. During the late 90s, it became clear that Nintendo was not winning the console war. Super Mario 64 sequels restart from scratch, since the company believed that it's not a substantial enough improvement over the original to turn the tides in the market battle scene. The market battle scene! It's like something out of a fucking terrible anime, which is all of them. Sony's PlayStation, the market leader, considered to make a Mari that was closer to the time that the public seemed to once was a good idea. What? That's quite a bit of internal conflict you got there over how far to go in the direction, and the new Mario was clearly not going to be ready until Interno's next console for the GameCube was only a hint of the stuff that was released to the public. Was a comment by the Motor, that evil Martin. Oh, that evil Martin! Soon to release GameCube. Leaving us in suspense, Numeric Project was ultimately split into two games. Luigi's Mansion, which reflected darker time that many felt the series returns here. I was still tied down quite a bit compared to what some of Nintendo's executives and developers wanted, and Super Mario Sunshine, which went in the complete opposite direction. Both released within a year of the GameCube, Nintendo felt that confident that U-System R games will return them to their former glory as market leader, as, for those familiar with gaming history, now latent, the GameCube didn't even worse in the market share than intended 64, and the mass market stake shifted even more violently. Oh yeah, I hate when my stake just shifts violently. During this period, Summerton Interno intensified, and Dr. Mario Project was revived. Yes, the Dr. Mario remake we all wanted. Yes! Super Mario 128 isn't exactly clear that happened at Nintendo during this period, as we know nothing called Tomorrow 128 never released publicly, ensuring the source that relevant the internal strife Nintendo during their latent N64 era refused to discuss what was happening during the time the game keeps failure, but released a prototype of Stamina 128 online that can be played on the Wii Homebrew channel. The following is a recollection of my time playing it. Oh my god. The game was clearly an early beta. The title screen was nothing but why texting Super Mario 128? Why are you texting Mario at this time of night? Background, there are no options. Many that safer selection. After the title screen, the game started. The laughs from Super Mario 64 to the background, the plain text box display the dialogue. Okay. A pair of voice descriptions. Mario, I've taken Princess Peach. If she will not live to see the next sunrise tomorrow unless you take her place, we know what to do and let it go. No, do not try to stop me unless you want to taste in her death. What? Taste in her death? What does that mean? We're gonna eat her corpse? What? The text box go away. I was thrust right into the gameplay. The first thing I noticed was Mario, his character model, his body, was as detailed in Super Mario Galaxy, with a little more realistically proportioned, but his head was taken from Super Mario 64 character model, obviously. His design haven't finished yet. The setting was a skylit there, and some simple platforms floating in the air. Hey, I made a poem. The rest of the area was just a blue sky with several clouds scrolling in the background. The clouds seem more realistic than the usual cartoony puffs. Mario games graphically, they were quite impressive. That's a sentence. There's no musical voice samples from Mario, but that was sound effects when he jumped, the jumping was more subdued than other Mario games. Martin jump. Different types of jumps in every 3D Mario game. Web presence, I played through the levels. There's nothing especially notable about the gameplay, and we didn't seem to have been added yet. Oh, I hate when they don't add the fans into our games. Platform to platform wasn't really in that challenge. As we went through the level, the graphics gradually changing, described becoming more and more cloudy until it's entirely composed clouds, and the cloud background gradually turning into a dark grey. After that, it started to rain. I reached a small platform with toy. What? That's the sentence. It looks like Super Mario Galaxy model. When I land on the dialogue appeared, they don't want any more Mario. You don't belong here. Just keep out. Somebody once died. Ah, that's a shame. Only one person. What? After the Xbox One away, I no longer had control of them. What? The Xbox One? While turning around and walked right off the platform, his body seemed to go Olympus. It was revealed that there was a real stick on the city. What? Neglected, but there were people on the street. I hit the ground, the realistic sound thud, but he didn't explode or showing his awards. I hate when people just fall off the Empire State Building and they're like, hey, check out my credentials. I thought I saw a few glancing with cold, somewhat angry expressions. This one for a few minutes, and eventually people stopped appearing. Mary got up. I was back in control, but he couldn't jump at all and have a reduced walking speed. Large... That's a sentence. Buildings of the city didn't appear to be interactive, so I kept walking down the street for a while. Eventually, found a small, have sexy now, the place I'm on the larger buildings. Excuse me? I approached the door. Mario, I minutes the screen white, and black text appeared in the house of Time Memories. What? Time Memories was inside the house before everything seemed bigger than it should. It wasn't gigantic, but the whale scale, Mary! The whale scale! A very small child, the house was filled with normal objects covered in dust and signs of neglect. There were people on the ground floor, just things like broken labs and running food. Leading down to a basement in the basement. What? A basement in the basement. I catch that on the couch, two skeletons that appear to be children, judging by the size due to the scale. The house, they are still largely warrior. I don't know. I started it really disturbed by now. To Mario game containing this been programmed to this extent. I went up to the skeletons and tried pressing buttons to interact with them or the TV. Nothing seems to happen. I was about to turn around somewhere when I was really scared to death by the deafening loud crash coming from the game. What appeared to be the balance seems to have been broken through the floor from below. What? Mario, I say, to appear to be, because this is nothing but the way those words usually rendered the reptilian monster in the game, had thousands basic brownish yellow and green color palette. My god, far from threatening, thousands little I've never seen before it. Was not proportional, the balance right here, its arms and legs for far longer relations, but okay, the subtitles are completely fucking bit the dust. Ended the razor sharp close to the green shell. It didn't look like it had spikes glued on there, more jagged, organic looking, at the same dark green color the rest of the shot. What? Faces? Intense? Pure? These are just words now. Black eyes and a mouth full of generally that got the face of Mario. Was carrying fear for this thing. Dialogue box appeared. You get me waiting long after Mario. I will taste flush. Surrender. What a speech. After died, I still didn't have control. I just stood there shivering for several seconds before nodding his head. Those are pale with his claws. Feels like blood. It was clear from the animation, sound fixed, and sharp digital blast. What? And gone through Mars' body in one swift motion. Thousand dragon to his face and bit the head off again. It's not blood or graphic detail behind on Mars' neck. Why is he in Mars now? Just memories. Character being destroyed. The screen. Faith black and white. Text, another level name appeared. Mario is eternal arm. Or his character model is whole again. Level started, certainly. It was the only thing on the screen besides the black background is flowing. As if in space. I could somewhat control a bit about macros. Oh my god. Decide the general direction in which Mario... Like, Mario's in their database. Fuck's sake. Tumble that fully controlling him as we drifted towards a destination. Voices... Oh god. They were going deep voices. Time I hate everything was worthless. Oh no. The world no longer have any use. Oh god. Better off if he was dead. I pitch crimes later on to the voices after a bit. It sounds especially Mars Christ. Mars Christ! Mana potion. The voices, I was wondering. Once on the several minutes until I explode a light grey speck in the distance. I'm going towards it. Took a very long time to reach in group, closer and much slower rate than should have. That's close enough to make it out. I saw there was a 2-story. It's very plain, one cracks in several places, and I go right next to your stuff. Oh my. See, writing on it turned the system off right after reading it. I'm not going to play it later or hack whatever this was again. There was a single word, and what was that word? Innocence! It got it right! Innocence! It got it correct! Woohoo! It got it! Oh my god. Well, that was certainly something. I like that it changed Mario's name about 6 times. Mari, Mars, Macros. Oh my god. That was brilliant. Oh my god. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was a trip and a half. Yeah. Oh my god, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And don't worry, there's another one of these coming because I had so much fun. I'm doing another one of these. And then there's episode 236 coming right after that. I have no mouth and I must scream. Stay tuned for those 2 episodes. They're going to be real fun. Weird waste of gear and inch. What the fuck is this? Oh, anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.